Good morning students, welcome to today's class. So we have been discussing about chapter 5 natural numbers and whole numbers, and we discussed what are natural numbers. So natural numbers are used for counting purpose. So natural numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 etc. Okay, next it is whole numbers. The natural numbers along with the zero form a collection of whole numbers. So whole numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 etc. So along with the natural number 0 is there means they are whole numbers. Okay, a whole number is either 0 or a natural number. So whole number includes 0 and all natural numbers. Now the first and the smallest whole number it is 0 because whole number starts with the 0. Okay. Next, the last and the greatest whole number cannot be obtained. Okay. So last whole number or the greatest whole number we can't find because whole numbers will go on indefinitely. So we can't find the last and greatest whole number. Now, the difference between two consecutive whole numbers is 1. So as we discussed in case of natural numbers, the difference between two consecutive odd numbers, that is the numbers that comes one after another, that is called consecutive whole number. Okay, so difference between two consecutive whole number is 1. By adding 1 to any whole number, the next whole number you will get. Okay, so that is property that is 4. By adding 1 to any whole number, its next whole number is obtained. Then fifth one, all natural numbers are whole numbers, but all whole numbers are not natural numbers. So all natural numbers, it will be whole number. Okay, but all whole numbers are not natural number because 0 is coming in whole number. 0 is not a natural number. That's why all whole numbers are not natural numbers, but all natural numbers are whole numbers. Next topic, successor and predecessor of a whole number. So as we know, successor means we will get by adding 1 to the number. Okay, successor of a whole or a natural number is the number obtained on adding 1 to it. Now predecessor. Predecessor of a whole number or natural number is obtained on subtracting 1 from it. Okay, what number comes before a number? That is predecessor. So example, let us take successors of 0. It is 1. Okay, 0 plus 1 you will get 1. Now successor of 1 it is 1 plus 1, 2. Okay, successor of 5 it is 6 and so on. Now predecessor of 1 it is 0. 1 minus 1 you will get 0. Now predecessor of 2 it is 1. Predecessor of 8 it is 7 and so on. Next topic, properties of whole numbers. The main properties for the operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division on whole numbers are: first one, closure property; second one, commutative property; third, associative property; fourth, distributive property; fifth, identity; and sixth, inverse. So these are the main properties for addition, subtraction, multiplication and division on whole numbers. Okay, so let's discuss first the properties for addition on whole numbers. Okay, first properties for addition on whole numbers. First property, it is closure property. If x and y are two whole numbers, then x plus y is also a whole number. In other words, whole numbers are said to be closed for addition if on adding any two whole numbers we get a whole number only. So closure property means if we add two whole number, again you will get a whole number only. Okay, that is if we take x and y, let x and y be two whole numbers. So adding that to whole number you will get x plus y. that is their sum. Okay, x plus y is also a whole number. Or so we can say that whole numbers are closed for addition. That is, if on adding two whole numbers you will get a whole number only. So we can say that whole numbers are closed for addition. രണ്ട് whole numbers add ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് result sum വീണ്ടും ഒരു whole number തന്നെ കിട്ടുക. That's why we are saying whole numbers are closed for addition. So example, let us take 5. This is one whole number. 8, another whole number. Okay, we are adding these two whole number. You will get 5 plus 8 equal to 13. This 13 is again a whole number. Okay, so we can say that addition, whole numbers are closed for addition. Second one, commutative property, that is commutativity. If x and y are two whole numbers, then x plus y equal to y plus x. In other words, the sum of two whole numbers is said to be commutative for addition if their sum remains the same even if the order of addition is changed. So here in this property we are taking two whole numbers x and y. So if we find x plus y, that sum will be equal to y plus x. That is, here order of addition is changed. First we find x plus y. Secondly we find y plus x. Okay, even if the order is changed, the sum will be equal. Sum will remain the same only. Okay, that is commutative property. X plus y equal to y plus x. Even if the order of addition is changed, the sum will be the same. Okay, so let us take one example, 4. Let us take x4. First whole number 4 and second whole number 3. So let's find x plus y. X plus y, it is 4 plus 3, you will get a 7. Okay, next let's find y plus x, that is 3 plus 4. 3 plus 4 also you will get a 7. Okay, so we can say that 4 plus 3 equal to 3 plus 4. That is, both sum are 7. Okay, so we can say that x plus y equal to y plus x. In general, we can say this. This is commutative property. Even if we change the order of addition, the sum remains the same. Next example, let us take 52 and 27. So adding 52 plus 27, you will get 79, and 27 plus 52. Order of addition is changed here. First number we wrote a second, and second number we wrote a first here in this column. Okay, so 27 plus 52 also you will get 79. So 52 plus 27 equal to 27 plus 52. That is, x plus y equal to y plus x. Okay. Third property, associative property or associativity. So for any three whole numbers x, y and z, x plus y plus z in bracket equal to x plus y, that is in bracket, plus z. In other words, for any set of three whole numbers, if the sum of two whole numbers is added to the third whole number, then whatever be their order, the sum will remain the same. So in commutative property we took two whole numbers. In associative property we are taking three whole numbers x, y and z. Now x plus y plus z, sum we are finding, and while finding sum, y plus z you are finding, the sum of y plus z you are finding first. Then that sum is added to the third whole number, that is x. Okay, first x plus y plus z, in that y plus z, sum of y and z first we are finding, then to that sum we are adding x. Okay, in this side, in right side, x plus y, sum of x and y we are finding first, then z is added to that sum. Okay, according to associative property, this sum, the final result will remain the same. Okay, whatever be the order, the final sum will remain the same. Okay, x plus y plus z equal to x plus y plus z. Let's take one example. 3, 5, 6. Okay, so 3 plus 5 plus 6. First, let us find 3 plus 5 plus 6 in bracket. Okay, so you will get 3 plus 5 plus 6, it is 11. So 3 plus 11, you will get 14. Next, let us find 3 plus 5, this sum. First two numbers sum let us take together, then plus you can add a third number 6. So you will get 3 plus 5, it is 8. 8 plus 6 also you will get 14. So we can say that the sum will remain the same whatever be the order of the numbers. Fourth property, existence of identity, additive identity. So for any whole number x, x plus 0 equal to x, 0 plus x equal to x. That is x plus 0 equal to 0 plus x. In other words, the addition, sum of any whole number and whole number 0 is the number itself. The whole number 0 for which x plus 0 equal to 0 plus x is called the additive identity or identity element for addition. So we know that any number, any whole number, let us take a 5. 5 plus 0 you will get 5. 11 plus 0 you will get 11. So any whole number plus 0 you will get that number itself. So 0 is called additive identity. Additive identity or identity element for addition. Okay. So any number, any whole number plus 0 you will get that number itself. So 0 is called identity, additive identity or identity element for addition. So in general we can say for any whole number x, x plus 0 you will get x itself. Okay, by using commutative property you will get 0 plus x, also you will get x. Okay, so we can say x plus 0 equal to 0 plus x. That is 5 plus 0 equal to 0 plus 5. Both sum you will get a 5 only. Like that. X plus 0 equal to 0 plus x. So for any whole number x, x plus 0 equal to 0 plus x. This is existence of identity or additive identity. Fifth, additive inverse. If the sum of two whole numbers is 0, additive identity, the two numbers are called additive inverse of each other. Thus, if m and n are two whole numbers such that m plus n is equal to 0, then m and n are additive inverse of each other. So, here we are taking two whole numbers m and n. Okay, if m plus n equal to 0, if the sum of two whole numbers is 0, then we can say that m and n are additive inverse of each other. Okay, so two whole number m ഉം n ഉം നമ്മൾ എടുക്കുകയാണ്. ഈ രണ്ട് ഹോൾ നമ്പറിൻ്റെ സമ്മ് 0 കിട്ടുകയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ എമ്മും എന്നും അഡിറ്റീവ് ഇൻവേഴ്സ് ഓഫ് ഈച്ച് അതർ ആണെന്ന് നമുക്ക് പറയാം. എം എന്നിൻ്റെ അഡിറ്റീവ് ഇൻവേഴ്സ്, എൻ എമ്മിൻ്റെ അഡിറ്റീവ് ഇൻവേഴ്സ്. ഓക്കെ, additive inverse of each other. So let us take one whole number x. x ന്റെ additive inverse എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എപ്പോഴും -x ആയിരിക്കും. because x plus minus x only you will get a 0. Okay, 5 in the additive inverse, it will be minus 5 only, because 5 plus minus 5 only you will get 0. 11 the additive inverse, it will be minus 11, because 11 plus minus 11 only you will get a 0. Okay, but here condition, one more condition is that minus x should be a whole number. Okay, then only we can say that minus x is a additive inverse of x. Thus, for any whole number x, its additive inverse will be minus x if minus x is a whole number and x plus minus x you will get a 0. Okay, if for any whole number, its additive inverse will be minus x. If minus x is a whole number and x plus minus x equal to 0. These are the two conditions. Minus x should be a whole number and x plus minus x should be 0. Then we can say that x, the additive inverse of x is minus x. Okay, so here 5 plus minus 5 equal to 0 we got, but minus 5 here, it is not a whole number, not whole number. Okay, so minus 5 is not the additive inverse of 5. Okay, for any whole number x, x plus minus x you should get 0 and minus x should be a whole number. Then only we can say that the additive inverse of x is minus x. Okay, here for whole number 5, we got 5 plus minus 5 equal to 0. But minus 5 is not a whole number. So we can say that minus 5 is not the additive inverse of 5. ഒരു whole number x എടുക്കുകയാണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ x plus minus x 0യും ഈ മൈനസ് എക്സ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഒരു ഹോൾ നമ്പർ ആണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിലാണ് നമുക്ക് എക്സിൻ്റെ അഡിറ്റീവ് ഇൻവേഴ്സ് മൈനസ് എക്സ് ആണെന്ന് പറയാൻ പറ്റും. സോ ഇവിടെ 5ൻ്റെ കേസ് എടുക്കുമ്പോൾ 5 പ്ലസ് മൈനസ് 5 യു വിൽ ഗെറ്റ് 0. ബട്ട് മൈനസ് 5 ഒരു ഹോൾ നമ്പർ അല്ലാത്തത് കൊണ്ട് അഡിറ്റീവ് ഇൻവേഴ്സ് ഓഫ് 5 മൈനസ് 5 ആണ് എന്നുള്ളത് നമുക്ക് പറയാൻ പറ്റില്ല. Okay, similarly 11 plus minus 11 you will get 0, but minus 11 is not a whole number. So minus 11 is not the additive inverse of 11. Sixth property, cancellation law of addition. Now for here we are taking three whole numbers x, y and z. Okay, so x plus y equal to x plus z. These are equal. X plus y equal to x plus z. This implies here both sides x is coming. So we can cancel that to x. Okay. Since both side x is coming, we can cancel that to x. Remaining in the left side it is y equal to, in the right side it is z. So y equal to z you will get. Okay, if x plus y equal to x plus z, then x we can cancel from both sides. Then you will get y equal to z. This is cancellation law of addition. Okay, similarly if a plus b equal to b plus c, here both sides b is coming, so we can cancel that to b. So we will get a equal to c. Okay, let us take another example. X plus 8 equal to 5 plus 8. Okay, so here plus 8. Here also plus 8. So we can cancel. So we will get x equal to 5. This is cancellation law of addition. So let's do the problems based on these properties on the next class. So this much for this class. Thank you.